Paul, you're the only person to be recommended twice by two separate guests. Welcome to the
Yeah.
channel.
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Yeah, really good.
So, the first thing I want to ask then is about this post where you went to meet the YouTube team. How did you end
Yeah.
up at YouTube HQ?
I don't know whether I can say an awful lot, but I can say some things. I've been getting emails off them for a little while, and we've been working in the background on certain stuff to help creators on YouTube Studio. Um, and then out the blue, I got an email, and it was like, "Can you be at YouTube HQ on Monday morning at 10 o'clock?" And I was like, "It's a bit of a push, but do you know what? If I don't take the leap, I'll never know what could be." So I was like, okay, yeah. So I went to London on the Sunday, stayed overnight. I paid for it. I didn't ask them to pay for it. I paid for it because I thought it's a big opportunity to go to Google Heat to head office. I was like, you know what, it's fine. So got the train down, stayed overnight, jumped an Uber the following morning to Google HQ, and by the time I got upstairs, it was basically an hour and a half session on how YouTube Studio is going to change to help creators for the better.
Yeah, that's one of those
Um,
opportunities that like you just can't miss out on until you've got to
yeah,
go. Like,
yeah.
when did they contact you then? Was it on the Friday and they were like, "Can you be here on the Monday?" Or
Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. UK time, and it was
quick?
like, "Can you be in on? Can you be here for Monday morning?" But they thought I was gonna be getting the train first thing Monday morning to head down there. They didn't know that I'd stayed over, and they were like, "Well, let us pay for everything." And I was like, "That's fine, don't worry about it." It was my thing. I decided to stay over. I could have got the train early, but I was like, "I'll just stay over. It's fine."
Yeah, I imagine you can't say too much about it then. So, like, was there
Yeah.
a bunch of creators there? Like, roughly how many people were there?
No, it was just myself. It was in a room, filmed, where I had three people in the room with me, and it was live streamed for the entire YouTube team to see.
Not stressful then. Not stressful
No,
at
not
all.
at all, mate.
No.
No, no, not one.
So, give us a bit of a background then, Paul. So, for anyone that hasn't seen your channel before, what kind of videos are you making?
At the moment, it's mostly technology, cases for phones, accessories, um, a bit of camera stuff, car stuff. Even though the car stuff has moved to a new channel, I'm actually thinking about bringing it back to the main channel. At the moment, I currently run three different channels. So I've got my main channel, I've got a vlog channel, and I've got a car channel. But my main focus has been on the tech side of stuff.
Yeah, which one takes up the most of your time?
The tech one, 100%.
So,
Because the
what
amount of stuff that comes through is it's insanity. Just insanity.
what brought you to YouTube then over like Instagram or TikTok?
Uh, well, I mean, my journey compared to most, I mean, most creators that have blew up started during COVID. My journey starts way back in 2014, and it was the love for cameras and the love for technology. Like obviously a lot of family members and close personal friends know that I love technology no matter what it is. I mean, Apple boxes and stuff like that. I could go on all day about shiny Apple boxes, but I don't know. It's just the honest love for tech. But then I started the creator journey by I asked Samsung for a phone, and they sent me to an agency, and the agency said there was none of this at the time where you'd send an email. I done it over the phone. I spoke to the agency on the phone. I spoke to Samsung on the phone. I spoke to the agency on the phone, and they were like, "Do you know what? We'll give you a shot. We'll send you the phone out." They sent me the Note 4. I had it for 4.5 weeks, sent it back, and then the channel just went on from there. And then I tried changing it ever so slightly. I went to Obviously everyone followed Casey Neistat. I followed the Casey Neistat style. We're going for daily vlogs. I managed to do it. I broke a computer. I broke an iPad in the quest to try and do it. After that, I went to bi-weekly videos, and then in the end, just completely stopped and just switched altogether. I ended up making car videos that took off, but my main passion, no matter what I do, always comes back to technology.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about like tech boxes as well. I just can't throw any of them away.
No,
I just have to pile them up. I
no,
don't know
just hoard
when I'll
them.
get rid of them.
Yeah,
Yeah. So who convinced you to get started then? Like who gave you the kick to go on, Paul, you should start a channel?
myself, to be honest. I was like, I seen, obviously, I watch YouTube constantly. Even now, I still watch a lot of YouTube over like TVs, movies. I still go to YouTube for everything. But mainly it was, why don't I have a go of it? I've seen the likes of your average consumer, MKBHD, who was back in the day, John Rettinger, um, Jonathan Morrison, who was a big help during the start of my journey as well, believe it or not. I could message him any time of the day and he'd respond. He's such a super nice guy, even though his channel is really large. He was such a nice guy at the time, and then I was like, why don't I just have a go of it and see how I get on? And then next thing, the views were rolling in, obviously some bad comments. And back then, a bad comment could ruin a day completely for me. One bad comment and the day would be completely destroyed. But like, I kind of got past that. I got past the bad comments, forgot all about it, and then, I mean, here I am today. I'm still, even though I could technically just leave it and walk away, but part of me is just like, you can't, you need to stick it out now. You've come this far.
Yeah,
But the journey, as I say to every creator that I speak to, you're like, I could delete videos off my channel and you wouldn't see the start of my journey. You'd see like a small portion of it. But at the end of the day, I want you to see it all. I want you to see where you can start or where you can actually end up.
yeah. You've mentioned a couple of names there then, because I was going to ask you like who inspired you to get started,
Yeah,
but I feel like those creators that you've mentioned are like they've been around for a long time.
yeah.
Is there anyone that you're really following now and you're thinking, I really like what this creator's churning out like today?
Yeah, obviously your average consumer has changed so much. But then there's like, it sounds a bit stupid to say, but then people that are in the group chat with me, like Michael and Luke, who you've had on before now, um, the way they push their content out, the way they do it, and then the way we feed off each other in that group chat. I mean, it is something special. It is something special, and we do keep each other going,
Yeah, that's a
which is
lot
a
of
good
tech
thing.
people then.
Yeah.
Is there anyone outside of tech that you draw any inspiration from?
Outside of tech, ooh, no, I can't say there is. I mean, obviously you've got the likes of, obviously with being into cars, you've got the likes of the old Top Gear, the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson and stuff like that. Like the way that they do their presenting, but you'd never match them. No matter what you tried, you would never ever match them for that.
Yeah.
I suppose that's where a lot of inspiration comes from, is to try and get it at some point to that level, but I don't think you'd ever reach that point.
Yeah, they've got a YouTube channel as well, haven't they? Is it Drive Tribe? I think that's a
Drive
really good
Tribe,
one.
yeah.
So, what have you been working on this week then?
Well, started a new job, so unfortunately nothing. But the only thing that I did get was I got early access to a brand new Samsung case, and I was able to push that video out, and it's just climbing and climbing and climbing and keeping on going. So hopefully, if that carries on, and then I've got a few more videos in the works. I mean, if I showed you what was next to me right here, it'd shock you. I mean, you can see some of it here, but there's more here that you'd be like, "What? That's just insane."
Yeah, so, do you have like a schedule to put videos out? Because it's definitely more than one a week, isn't it? Is it like two a week?
At one point, it was one every day plus two YouTube shorts at one point. But I couldn't sustain it. It was too much as well as my full-time job trying to do that. So it's basically gone to two a week at the moment with a couple of shorts thrown in. But
How?
until a new phone comes out, once the new phone comes out, I'm back to weekly. Sorry, I'm back to
Yeah.
a daily schedule.
How do you find fitting it in then with like the two a week and a full time job? Is it quite a nice
It's
balance,
hard
or is it
going.
still?
It's hard going. It is hard going. I mean, people always look at like you creating content as an easy thing to do, but it's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah,
I've
it
got
take.
so much time for creators who put the effort in and go out there, edit, get the video uploaded, and they're able to walk away onto the next one. I've got so much respect for what they do. because it is a hard job to do.
So what's the behind the scenes of a Paul Rankin video then? So like how does it start? Do you get the product and then have to plan something, or like what this?
Products come in, I get an email, and then the product will turn up within the week, and then I have to sit down and decide whether it's going to be a short or whether it's going to be a long form content video. With certain things, you can get away with it being a short because you're only showing off a certain product. Like if I showed you a battery bank, it'd be a short because I'm only showing you the fact that it's fully charged to 100% and what it can do. It can charge your phone, it can charge your camera. But then there's other things like the likes of the Pataka case I got in the other day. It had to be a long form video because it has to show you what this case can do because it's got a few special features. So it's a case of I have to look at the product. Hopefully they send over a brief description of what it is or a link so I can see what it is, and then I can decide from there how I'm going to approach the video.
Yeah. So let's say you've got the product in your hand.
hmm
How long is it from you've got that product to the videos out on YouTube? How long is that process?
The Pataka one was the next day. Other ones can be a week, and no ones can be a month. It depends on, as well, embargoes. Because obviously, if we get a product in really early and we can't say nothing about it, then you've got a bit of a time to wait and you make the video. I mean, I've been in some situations where I've made the video a week later and then I'm sitting on that video then for 3 weeks sometimes before I can put it out.
I bet that's quite often like just as the new phones are coming out then and you've got to just stay quiet, you
Yeah.
can't show anyone. That would kill me if I had something I just couldn't tell anyone.
It's hard sometimes. It is hard. It is really, really hard. I mean, like these behind me, these are the new iPad cases. And like the iPad only got announced, was it the 7th?
Yeah, it was either yesterday or the day before,
Day
wasn't it?
before. They got announced on the 7th. I've had these cases here for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah, just for reference, we're filming this on the 9th. Yeah.
So I've had these for about 2 or 3 weeks, and it's hard sitting on them knowing that you can't really use them or show them off, but it does well. It's okay.
So when it comes to like planning, filming and editing then, which do you think takes up the most of your time?
Definitely the editing side of things. I've like filming a video can take me sometimes. If it's a long form, it can take maybe 30, 40 minutes, depending if I need to do more takes. Then there's the B-roll side of things. But no, I mean, an edit, I've known an edit to take me 4 to 5 hours before now.
Yeah, just getting all the details right in it.
Yeah. And also you got like certain times when you click record on the camera and you realise that your audio's not working. That's never a good thing.
That's a killer. Oh,
It is.
it got me recently as well. It's so demoralizing. You think, oh, I've got to do that all over again.
It is. I've had ones where I haven't put a memory card in the camera too, and it's been like, oh, I've got to do that all over again.
So what are you using to edit then? Like what machine are you editing on and what software are you using?
16-inch MacBook Pro M1, and Final Cut.
Have you always been a Final Cut editor?
No, I was a iMovie editor for a long time. Watched a lot of videos on YouTube on how to edit on Final Cut, and then decided on one video, I'll give it a go, and I haven't looked back since.
So I think I'm about 3 or 4 months into DaVinci Resolve now, and I'm loving it. I think I'm going to stick with it for like the rest of the year, just see how I get on. But it seems to be working really well for me. I do just want to talk about your thumbnails then, because I'm actually a big fan of how they look. They've got this kind of like cool, moody kind of vibe to them.
Yeah.
Like it normally consists of, it's got like a textured background, product front and center with a bit of text. How many thumbnails do you normally make per video? Is it just the one, or do you normally make like a couple of them and pick from
Sometimes
them?
it's one, other times it can be around 5. I bought it's the same backdrop that you see in the top-down shot. And all I do is I turn one of the lights off and then I throw it into Lightroom and I'm able to edit and manipulate it to the point where the product is the focal and everything is dark behind it, but it's still the same background.
What software? Is he using Photoshop for that?
I used Lightroom to edit the picture, and then I use Canva from there to either input text or to input the brand name and then put the phone over the top of the brand name.
Yeah, I've used Canva since I started on YouTube. If anything, it was the first thing that I YouTube to say, how can I make a YouTube thumbnail? Someone's video on Canva came up and I've not looked back. I can't believe it's like the free version is just so powerful on its own.
Well, mine was because of Michael, believe it or not. He said to me, you should download Canva. I downloaded it, I used the free version, and then I was like, I may as well go for the pro. So I ended up getting the pro version from there.
So I love asking this question then. You've built a lot of relationships with a few different brands now. Do you remember the first product that you ever got sent out?
I certainly do, yeah. It was the Note 4. It was the Note 4 from Samsung, but it wasn't from Samsung themselves. It was from an agency they were using at the time.
What's been your favourite product that you've been sent out?
A tough one, there. That's a tough one. Do you know what? I'm going to go with this. This video hasn't come out yet. Yeah, it hasn't actually come out yet. It is on the way. I actually filmed it in London last week, and it belongs to a company called Exeter, who make wallets. That backpack is very, very special. But that's coming in about a week's time now.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that because I am looking for one now.
That's that with the way that they work it and the way that you can have different insides. It's special. It is special.
So how have these like brand partnerships and like them sending you stuff out, how have they come about? Like, do you contact them? Do they get in contact with you?
At the very beginning, it was me reaching out to them and obviously getting the no, and we can't right now. We can't work with you. As the channels grew a little bit and the views come in, a lot of it is them reaching out to me now. I don't want that to sound big-headed, but that's the emails coming in on a daily basis for all this technology stuff that's coming through right now. And it's literally because of how the channel's doing. There's people watching, people subscribing, people liking, sharing the video. Saying videos that I know for a fact don't do well. And I know some brands look negatively on that. But most of it has been through the brand coming directly to me rather than me having to go to them. I mean, there's been maybe in the last 2 months, I've maybe approached 2 brands compared to the 20 that I've already emailed myself to get other stuff in. But mostly at the moment, it seems to be brands coming to the inbox.
So how does that work out then? Do they send you the product and then give you an affiliate link, or is it just like a regular link that you get?
Yeah, mostly it's affiliate links. Unless I use Amazon, then it's my own Amazon affiliate link that I'd use. But I'd say 2 out of the 10 times it's the brand's affiliate link, but it's got my name on the end of it, so they know where the sales are coming from. They can keep track of it, and then I get the affiliate payment towards the end.
Oh yeah, so they can track it, and then they can go, oh yeah, well we'll send more out to Paul because obviously he's got sending a lot of people our way.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been at this YouTube game a long time then now. Did you say 2014? So like 10 years.
2014. Yeah.
What do you think's been the biggest change while you've been on YouTube?
The biggest change, the monetization and how it changed, because I mean I was here during the time where we were getting monetized at the very beginning, and then it changed to where you had to hit a threshold. So I was here during that time, and then we went through the adpocalypse as well with YouTube, where obviously advertisers wanted nothing to do with it, and it was very few and far between advertisers coming through. So I'd say the monetization aspect of it all, really, of how it's developed and progressed over time.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me that's changed. So about halfway through my YouTube journey was when Shorts was announced.
Yeah.
So like obviously I wasn't that far into the journey, and then it was like this completely new thing had come out. I was like, do I just change what I'm doing? And I tried to. I haven't been able to get Shorts to work for me really, but I keep trying them, keep going at them, trying different things. Yeah. But I did have a channel where it seemed to like take views away from the the long form videos, and now with this channel, it does bring people across. So they've got that new bit now where you can link a video from your short to your long form, and that actually seems to be doing fairly well. So fingers crossed that carries on.
See, like all I found with YouTube Short is it depends when you post. I know people say it probably doesn't, but I find it depends when you post it. Because if I posted a video at 10 o'clock in the morning, I find it does better than a video I post at 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, they're a strange beast, because if you ask anyone about, say if you went to someone and said, oh, my YouTube short has got 0 views, they're probably going to look at you like, well, it probably wasn't a very good short then. But some of them have got 0 views, 0 impressions, no sign of life at all. That just doesn't seem right. It's not even been shown to anyone. And I've seen quite a few people asking that same question. So it'll be interesting to see how shorts go in the future, because they're definitely not going away. And I think they're probably going to become a bigger part of YouTube than maybe long form is. And then like you're trying to get people to long form. I think it's too hard to get people away from the short form at the moment. It's just...
Yeah, I think you've got the attention span. If you can capture someone's attention in 4 seconds, the world's your oyster. If you can't get that in 4 seconds, they're going to keep scrolling. Yeah. Especially on the short form. On the long form, you've maybe got 30 seconds max to capture them in. If you don't capture them in the 30, it's not working.
This is one of the things that I do like about YouTube as well, that like I feel like it's a challenge, because I've done the same job for ages now, so it's nice that like YouTube keeps throwing in these curveballs, and it's like makes your brain work a little bit, see how you can find a way how to use it. But obviously, so what you would say, 10 years, if you could go back and give yourself a bit of advice before you were going to make your first video, what advice would you give?
Just get in front of the camera. Don't be foolish. Don't let what's in your head affect what you can do.
Yeah. So I know this is a long time ago now, but I did see your video. Was it called My First Video in Front of Camera or something like that?
Oh,
how nervous were you before that video?
That. I can only apologise that you've actually watched it. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I'd say to get that video out, that was around the 25th take that I'd done before I decided that I was going to go with that one.
Yeah, like I can remember my first videos must have been 2 or 3 minutes long. And I'm not joking, I would be spending over an hour sitting there, like just trying to repeat what I was saying, say it better, sweating.
It wasn't nice. I mean, and plus the fact that when I was editing videos, I hate the sound of my own voice coming back to me when I'm editing. And eventually you get over that, but during the beginning, it's really tough. Really, really tough.
Is there anything about being a creator that you kind of weren't expecting? Maybe something that was a lot harder or a lot easier than you thought it was going to be?
Probably the constant evolving. Because I mean, like, my channel's gone from that first talking head video to just me hands to being in front of the family toaster in the kitchen to this where I am now, and then seeing where it's going to evolve again from here.
Yeah, it's like chapters, aren't they? Like YouTube chapters of your channel. Yeah. So that kind of brings us to the end now then. So I do just want to ask like one more question. Have you set yourself any goals for the next 12 months? Like where do you see yourself this time next year?
For the next 12 months, I mean, I only set small goals anyway. I only set small goals in the hopes of hitting the goal and maybe breaking it. But in the next 12 months, I'd like to see the channel somewhere around 10,000 subscribers with the potential to bring cars back into the main channel rather than having it separated, and hopefully see where it can lead to from that point.
Yeah, there's a couple of tech channels talking about bringing cars in now, because obviously the EVs are basically tech. And I think, is it Linus Tech Tips? They've been doing a lot on technology that you can integrate into your non-tech car as well. And that seems to be doing pretty well for them.
Yeah. I mean, I have had a few recently where it's putting Apple CarPlay devices into a car that didn't have Apple CarPlay or didn't have any type of screen whatsoever. I've got a lot of brands reaching out that want to do something like that, but we'll see where that leads to in the future, bringing normal cars back into the equation and seeing where we go from there.
I think that's a great place to end it then. I'll link your channel and all your socials down in the description. Do you want to give any shout outs before you go?
Michael and Luke, obviously, for giving me the shout out to come on, but they're part of the group chat. They're the ones that I always bounce off, so I'd say those two. I'd say Michael and Luke.
There we go then. Go find Paul if you're into tech content and hit subscribe here if you want to see more of these videos.